What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Brendan, aka Drip from Team-DDD, back with another video. In today's video, we have the Cartesia Shaddoll / bystial combo tutorial / test hands. It's gonna be more so of a test hand than an actual tutorial because there's no definite combo for this deck. You basically play with what you got. In some ways that's good, in some ways it's bad, but in a lot of ways it's just in some ways more fun because it's not the same thing every time, even though you obviously have an inboard goal that you want to get to. This deck is not an explosive deck. It can have explosive moments, but it's more so of a mid-range / control deck. If you come from a branded background or a bystial background, then you'll be able to easily grasp how this deck is meant to be played. It's not, like I said, it's not super explosive, but we can't really talk that much because this video's got to be short for the Patreon, which again, shout outs to my Patreon members. I love you all so much. But let's go ahead and get into combo / test hand number 1. All right, here we go with combo / test hand number 1. Remember guys, I am proxying 2 bystial Lebellions because I did pick up 1, so I have a 3rd. And then I am proxying the regained, and I actually, fun fact, if you're watching this, and shout out to you, I added a branded beast in here to make it 41. And because I was I'm already running the Sarnier and stuff like that, I want to run the whole entire thing to make it really bystial control. So let's see what we get here. Hey, look, the 1. That's another one, so we drew 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this hand is if you're High Spirits get stopped, then you're basically playing bystial control. But what I would do here in the draw phase to play around draw, that's another reason why I don't main this deck, this format, is because of draw. I would go High Spirits, reveal the Lebellion, and then the Titanic Lad, because they're both dragons. Say it resolves. Sorry for hearing my dog in the background. It resolves. We would add the Cartesia here. Let me go get my pretty one. I haven't yet to pick up my other 2 copies of the pretty one. There she is. There she is. So we got Cartesia. All right, now we go to standby phase. And then we go to main phase. Here we would go bystial Lebellion, pitch. We want to set up the full entire combo. So we go for Sarnier here, which I am proxying Sarnier as an effect veiler because for some reason I cannot find any of my Sarniers, even though I had a million copies of it. But if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you know you always lose cards when you need them. So here what we'll do is we'll go Sarnier, banish the additional copy of Lebellion. Here, I would normal summon the Cartesia to play around Veiler or Imperm or something here in a second on the Lebellion. I'll tribute and then use Veiler, not Veiler, Sarnier's effect to foolish the regained, which I am proxying with a triple tactics thrust. Would foolish the regained. Here, if they didn't shotgun the Veiler / Imperm on the Lebellion, now we have a way to make sure that we can dodge target effects with the Cartesia. So we go Lebellion effect to place the beast, which I am proxying with the Blue Eyes Trap. Make sure this is still in frame. Barely. Let me back it up a little bit. All right. There we go. All right. So what we'll do here is drop my hand. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we can go. I wouldn't go construct here. I would just go straight into Grang. So I'd go Cartesia effect to fuse. Then we would go into the Granganol. Granganol effect. This is where we would send our App Cologne to get this in rotation. Look in our hand, App Cologne effect. We would, if we haven't got a hand trap up to this point, we're pretty much golden. So now we need to get extra darks in the graveyard. So I would send Squam and then we'll add Squam. Actually, I would not because we wouldn't be able to get access to that. So what I would do here is I would add the Schism and then pitch the dragon, not the super poly, because we're gonna have a card back in hand during the end phase. So now what I would do here is I would set both and then check my graveyard. Proceed to end phase. End phase, beast effect to reset the regained. Cartesia will add back. And then Titaniclad will special summon a Dogmatika or a Dogmatika monster or Fallen of Albaz. Here, this is where I would go for the Quim. Quim effect. Now we would send the Fallen of Albaz. Again, like I said before, if you come from a branded background, you'll definitely be able to play this, because this plays very similar to branded. It's just you swap out some Despia cards and put in Shaddolls. That's literally how it is, at least how it feels. I just like this more than a branded version because it has a more wide open extra deck in the form of not being blown out by D-Barrier and stuff like that. And I don't know, just tickles my brain better. So now what we got here is we got a Super Poly. And then we have a Monster Reborn for a Bystial, basically. A Pop for a Bystial with our Bystials. Fallen of Albaz. This will turn into Lulu and then Window. Going full combo, it's going to be really hard for any deck to play through that. But this is basically where you want to end to, because it just turns into so much. And if they don't kill you, if they don't push through all this, you will have enough follow-up to basically kill them on the crackback, basically. And that's what I really like about the Bystial engine, is it gives you an extra layer of grind, and that you kind of need, / cards that bait hand traps to be able to let the rest of your stuff resolve. Let's go ahead and get in combo / test 10 number 2. All right, combo / test 10 number 2. Let's see what we get. L, Beast, Falco, Squam, and Fawalos. There's a couple things you could do here. You can hard make the window, but to play around the imperm, I wouldn't go that route. I would set, and pass turn. Or you could have just think that they had the they wouldn't play in the Fawalos, but I wouldn't do that, because if they have Ash, then they have Ash. Like I said before, this deck plays really low to the ground, but you basically just want to play low to the ground and control the game. So what this would turn into, in my personal opinion, is obviously you're going to turn into Window. You wait for them to commit to the board to play around the imperm. And then here you go into the Window. But what you're also doing, instead of obviously setting up Window, is you're setting up follow-up. I would not, right here, I would not use the Falco effect, in my personal opinion. I would go, unless they had something like a spell or trap that you needed to pop, because then you could go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Falco to reset, and then send like Dragon or something. I want to set up to be able to play follow-up, because I'm already low in card advantage. That's another thing about this deck, that since it's an older deck and we don't have that much new support, it loses out on card advantage really quickly. So what I would do here is I would go, and on their turn, after making the Window, I would send the Windy, and then the Windy will go and place the Beast, because we need to be able to keep digging. We need to dig into our deck. We need to dig, so we can get our rest of our engine, like the Bystial stuff. And then obviously this is this. And even if they out your Window, as long as they're not banishing it, you'll just get your L back regardless. So what I would do here is if they couldn't play into it, you draw a card. Oh wow, you draw the regained. Okay, cool. Effect, draw 2. What do we get? Hey look, Bystial Rebellion. What I would do here is I would pitch this. Now you go Rebellion. Where is that effect Baylor, aka Sarnier? Okay. Actually, it doesn't even have to be that. You get the I'd get the Druis. You could get the Mag and get one during end phase, but they probably have a card on board. So what I do here is to get more card advantage, activate that. We'll go Druis. Banish, summon, effect, shuffle back the Falco. This is where the Bystial engine comes up really clutch, because it shuffle backs all your names. You draw a card. There's no way you draw the Falco. Random. Alright, so this is just a random card, pretty much. So now what we do here is we have big bodies, basically. We can't use Lebellion in Graveyard because we already specialed. But now we just basically beat down. Tack, tack, tack. And then we can activate the beast if we need to and pop another card and send another card if need be. This is basically how it is. You're not going to open gas all the time, but it basically plays low to the ground, and that's what you really need it to be, basically. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I know this is a shorter video. Patreon only lets me do 10-minute videos. If you need more help, just ask me, and I'll be very happy to help you guys where I can. Other than that, it's your boy Brennan, a.k.a. Drip from Team-DDD. Sign out next time. Peace. Good only, my guys. Love you.